Allah, 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 Kareem Allah, 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 Subhanallah, Allah, 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 Sultan Allah. Ya Rabbi Anta Sultan, nahnu abid, we are your weak servants. Wa Anta Sultan. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ثم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وثم أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أطيعوا الله وأطيعوا الرسول والأولو أمر منكم. And Shah Naqshband said تركتنا الصحبة والخير في جميع ودار شهرة أفت أست. Hollywood, to be famous. He said after goodness comes from the group and from a sohbah. To be mashhur or to be famous destroys goodness. Today I was in the library, public library, and we went to the kids section. And in the library there are many books with different informations, and there is many toys also for kids to play with, to be busy with. And I was thinking, in reality we are only children. And this is hadith, as he said. And also Maulana, he was always reminding us all of these talks and books, even high books, he said, like Ibn Arabi or Halaj or Sheikh Ibrahim Dasuki or Jalaluddin Rumi, or he said all of this knowledge, Ilm al-Awraq, is only to keep children in a sandbox busy. So if we stop children from coming to the Zawiyah, there will be no one here because we are all children. So Maulana Sheikh, as Maulana Sheikh Hisham was explaining, Qaddasallahu sir, may Allah make them to look to our assembly, to dress us from their lights, to take away the wizr, heaviness of dunya that everyone is carrying now, and to refresh us. He said, what we were saying? That Maulana Sheikh, he was saying, all of this is only to keep us busy, to keep children busy, that this is not yet the reality. And all awliya, they look at their murids or their followers or those that they, as children. It came back to me now. Maulana Sheikh, he was just saying that in the olden days, some few years ago, in Grand Sheikh Abdullah Faiz Dagestani, may Allah bless his soul, sanctify his secret, make us to be with him, to meet with him, to take from his oceans. Very few in his time took bay'ah. Maulana Sheikh Hisham, he said 5 or 6 had bay'ah. He saw very few come and take bay'ah. And in generations before that, it was very difficult. Only you had to be 40 years old. You had to have perfect knowledge of Sharia and fiqh, and even to begin the way. And Maulana Sheikh Hisham, he was explaining that when Maulana Sheikh Nazim Qaddasallahu Sir, he took the secret in 1973 when Grand Sheikh veiled himself from this dunya, he brought everyone in. Why? He said. He said, because we are coming now to the last days, the time of Akhir Zaman, and Maulana Sheikh Nazim, he wants to save everyone. Anbiya and Awliya, they are not like us. Us, we want to, MashaAllah. We want to decide and judge and put a group in hellfire, a group in paradise, as if we are the ones deciding. But Awliya, they want to bring everyone under their love. And Maulana Sheikh Hisham, he said at that time, Maulana Sheikh Nazim was open to him from Bahr al-Mahabba, from a tajalli of love to dress all human beings on earth, because Sayyidina al-Mahdi alayhi salam and Sayyidina Isa, they come with love, they come with rahmah. And they want to save everyone, to bring everyone into the Ark of Noah. And the Ark of Noah in our time are these gatherings, he said, to meet under the light and the love of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And now we are in Ashura, a time of Muharram, New Year. And Sayyidina Isa, what he said? He said, bring the children to me. In a tradition, call the children to me. And Allah said in Holy Quran, Udu'u li abaihim. Call them to their fathers. Call each human being to his spiritual father, who is Sayyidina Muhammad. And after Sayyidina Muhammad, all the parents on earth, awliya, they are those that they are the mothers and fathers of human beings. So awliya, they know their children, means they know who is going to follow them. If a regular person tries to be a sheikh, may Allah protect us from such a terrible hallucination or craziness, then they need to bring you and put you on drugs, so you will start to come back to normal, to know you are not a wali or a sheikh. So children on earth now are 7 billion children on earth, mostly. And adults, Rijalullah, they are those that know their children. They know who belongs to them. He knows who his father is, and his father knows who he is. They did a study. We'll come to Maulana Sohba soon, inshallah. They did a study where kids were left without their parents, human beings, and put in a room. They were abused children. They looked at them. None of them could walk or talk, and they could not live after. They shortly died there. Means human beings, they need spiritual parents. They need a guide. As Allah said in Surah Luqman, turn to those who have turned to me in the path of love. I'm forgetting the Arabic. Man taba ilay. The one that, why whenever we find it's mentioned love, and what is the condition for a parent with their children? Is love. Even your child, he makes too many mistakes, and we are making too many mistakes today, day and night. May Allah forgive us. Maulana Sheikh, he said, even the child comes with dirty diapers, the mother, mostly the mother, we have to say, sometimes fathers, but mostly mothers, they are the ones carrying all the burden and doing all the difficult work with children, and Allah will reward them. Maulana, he used to say that if a mother is looking after their child, they will have more ajr than the man going to the mosque. And there was a story one time, there were two brothers, Maulana Sheikh, he told it. When they were praying, they were flying and going to the Kaaba. Every time, because of their level of mujahada, when they would pray together and they would fly together and pray at the Kaaba. They had this from fighting their ego. So after some time, they started to believe that it was because of their struggle and ibadah that they were able to fly and pray at the Kaaba. So their two wives, they were sisters, and they were talking together, and they said, let us show them why they are flying and going to the Kaaba. So that night when they cooked the food, I don't know if it was couscous or biryani or bread, whatever. They took najasa from a chicken, I don't know, and they mix it into the food. And that night they ate, and when they said Allahu Akbar, they could not even go off the ground, let alone fly to the Kaaba. So they were stunned. What happened? We were all the time praying at the Kaaba, and now we are imprisoned. So after that, their wives told them, oh, our husbands, it's because of this food we are cooking with wudu, with salawat, with Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. As Maulana taught us, whenever you are cooking, make sure you have wudu and make sure you say Bismillah and one salawat. And don't be angry. And when you cook with the love of Prophet, look, these two, they were flying to and praying at the Kaaba because of the purity of that food. And that's why Shah Naqshband, Qaddasallahu Sir, he never used to eat except from the food he cooked from his own hands. And it's mentioned even that he used to plant the barley himself and grind it and make the bread, and this was his food. So we are now like children on earth. This is also good news, because children, they will not be judged. They will, inshallah, children, they are not asked, they are not responsible. They do mistakes, they will be forgiven. So we hope, inshallah, Allah will accept. Ya Rabbi, we are weak and ignorant, we don't know anything. We are like, now in dunya we became blind, deaf, and not understanding. We forgot what is our true reality. There was a murid, he came to Maulana Sheikh Nazim, and he was asking him, we were in Cyprus, Maulana, how to reach realities of spirituality. He was sincere murid, he was a scholar and a professor, writing books and giving talks and meditating and making zikr and doing everything that Maulana was asking. And his love was to the Sheikh and visiting, but still he was not feeling he's reaching something. And Maulana Sheikh Nazim, he said something that might be painful for some, but it is good for us to know the reality. He said, as long, oh my son, as you have ego, nafs, you didn't begin yet the spiritual path. So that's why we say that we are children, because children also, if you ask my daughter, how is law school? She cannot tell you. She didn't begin even school yet. She's in only kindergarten. What is a kindergarten? A garden where they play Maybe they pretend to do something, and that's it. Like we are doing here. We are in Maulana's kindergarten. But Maulana Sheikh, may Allah bless him, this is his gathering, this is his zawiyah. Awliya, they don't look at the imperfection of our egos. They look with love at the light that Allah gave us. And that's why Maulana Sheikh Ishami explained, even the craziest, most difficult people might be us, we have to say, or anyone came to Maulana, he was always looking to them with love, with humility. Like a mother looks to a child. Even that child is wild and driving her crazy like a zoo. She always has more love, more patience. And she will raise that child, and after those children became what? They can become awliya. They can become enlightened ones, and one human being that is enlightened can change the whole world. That's why Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he changed the whole world because of 2 letters. Where we were saying last time, Maulana said, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. And Maulana Sheikh Hisham, he explained that water, which is in science or in physicality, is the water that is running through everything living. The water of human beings, spiritual water that gives life, is Muhabbatun Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Is the love of Prophet and his family, Ahlul Bayt. And especially in these days of Ashura, we have to remember Ahlul Bayt, that they gave everything for the love of the Ummah. So he was saying, Maulana, that Al-Hub, it is from 2 letters. Al-Ha, which is Al-Hay, and Al-Ba, which is Al-Baki. And that's why Allah, he said in Surah Rahman, you will get Jannatan, means the believers, those that they love Prophet, they will find themselves in Jannah here on earth. As Sayyidina Ibrahim, he was in the fire, but it was for him a rose garden. And in Akhirah, to be with Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And those gatherings, they look humble in appearance, but imagine one salawat. Maulana Sheikh Nazim, he was saying, I was listening a sohbah today from 1996. He was saying, one shahada, ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, which Maulana said, if a non-Muslim takes shahada, and his whole life is erased, this is for a non-Muslim. Allah loves and preferred what in this world? Muslims, that they have. If a Muslim takes shahada, what will happen? Of course, his whole sin will be erased. He said those that they are in the grave now, they are asking to come back for one breath. He said one nafas to make ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. So it has so much benefit and honor. So if that is the case for Shahada, what about Majlis Udhikr? Or like Friday night where they are reciting Dail al-Kharat, where Maulana Sheikh Hisham, he said that Imam Jazuli, Qaddasallahu Sir, he didn't put together these salawat in a book. Every salawat in every position in that book, it's Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that tell him where to put it. And the combination of those salawat, he said, has something that no other salawat can give you. And that's why this Dal al-Kharat, may Allah grant us always to keep it, it is in the Naqshbandi Awrad to be read every day. And it is the book you found spread throughout the world that is recited the most, from Indonesia and China to Morocco to Middle East. And he liked this majlis of Dal al-Kharat. He said, keep it. Anything that will teach your kids the love of Prophet is the most important thing. And that's why when they come into that majlis and they hear salawat, Now people are complaining, our children are in danger. May Allah protect them. He said, bring them into that majlis in this time. That zikr, that salawat, will be enough to protect them, to keep them, inshallah. They asked Maulana Sheikh Nazim, Qaddasallahu Sir, they asked him some questions sometime. The Murids would sit, and mostly they were from England and Germany, America. In those days, there were few people around. And they would ask him some question. They asked him, Ya Sayyidi, why do people act inhumanely to each other? This is, I was listening and I was saying to myself, what an important question for our time now. In a time where everyone is, you open the TV, what do you see? Inhumane activity, east, north, west. And Maulana Sheikh, he said, when a person is under the hegemony of their ego or under the hegemony of the soul. Why we are coming to these majlis gatherings is to take away the hegemony of our ego that is compressing our soul. That he said, in every heart there are 6 powers. Hakikatul Faiz, Hakikatul Tawassul, Hakikatul Ishard, Hakikatul Tawajjuh, Hakikatul Tai, and Hakikatul Tawassul. He said those 6 powers, they are in the heart of every human being, but because of, this deodorant spray, how they make 1 month of deodorant in a small can, they compress it. He said in the heart, that compression, when the nafs has a hegemony, this is a nice word in English, hegemony. Now on earth, hegemony of shaitan. He took Maulana Sheikh said, don't say he for shaitan. A mafia, if we can use that word, nice word for shaitan, mafia. A corrupt group of people keeping people for the soul to have hegemony. Awliya, they want their children to leave the hegemony of the ego. May he grant us. Maulana, the one speaking is more in need of this than the ones listening. He said the real guide is the one who already has taken away the hegemony of the ego. So all of us, we are on the same level. We are those that are awliya among us, Allah knows them. But for sure, if we are following a murshid, he has to have defeated his ego and his soul will be. And that's why Maulana said, when he will reach that, he will not harm anyone. Because his soul will be represented by angels. He will become an angelic soul, and angels, they are never harming anyone. Angels, they are only here to bring light to people, to bring healing to people. He said, if the ego has hegemony, then human beings become like animals, violent, terrible, harming. He said even they might bite you from the front or kick you in the back. Subhanallah. And then they ask him, Ya Maulana, and we'll finish with this, we're coming to Maghrib in a few minutes. Why do people get sick? Subhanallah. And this is important now. Why? All of us, we are what today? We are sick. We are not healthy. Why? Because we became under the hegemony of our enemies, of ego and shaitan, and making us to be unbalanced. May He grant us healing through the love of Prophet, through the love of awliya, and especially in these holy days, coming to Ashura. He said that it's in hadith mentioned, and Maulana mentioned that the fasting one day of Ashura take away the sin of 1 year. He said sickness is sent to human beings for 2 reasons. One, it comes to people for death. As Sheikh Abdul Haq was saying, Allah said in Holy Quran, worship your Lord until you reach yaqeen. All of us, we come to this world for a short time. I remember one time I was with Sheikh Omar and we were visiting Maulana. After singing for us, Maulana, because he wants to show us that we're children, so he was singing for us and making us to laugh. And after making us happy and singing and making an opera, as at that time he was singing Doom, 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 he made us to laugh and to smile and to be relaxed. He said to Sheikh Omar, remind them, the group, remind them that they are going to die. Remind people they are going to die. That this dunya is not going on forever. And this is a reminder first to myself. He said when they are remembering death, that love of dunya will come down. And the love for the divine presence of Sayyidina Muhammad and where awliya are in those realities will open for them. So he said, Allah bless him, it comes for 2 reasons. One, to bring death. You see, there was a lady here, may Allah bless her soul. She was in her 40s, she got cancer and passed away. When my father passed away, Allah bless his soul, Maulana Sheikh, he said to me, I had not seen him for a few months. When I came, he said, your father left this world. I said, yes, Sayyidi. He said, which world is better? He said, he's in a better place now. Don't be sad for him. He's in a good place, better place. He said, also, sickness comes like a shock to people. You're a doctor, so you are dealing all the time. It comes as a shock to them, to us, to wake us up. Therefore, he said, sickness is something when our spirituality is running down to the level of 0, the Lord of Heavens, He sends this sickness and comes a fear of death, and the human being, either consciously or unconsciously, will begin to turn towards his reality and then his spirituality getting up and up. He said sometimes it's for people to prepare them, to take them away to the cemetery, to Barzakh, to the... Sometimes it's to make them to wake up. May Allah grant us healing, inshallah, from all our sickness and make us to wake up. The main purpose of Maulana Sheikh, may Allah bless his soul, and the main purpose of this center and these gatherings is for us to wake up. May He grant us, inshallah, through these holy days of Muharram, a new year, to have renew our intentions and to keep with the love of Prophet, the love of his family, the love of, to remember Sayyidina Hussein, Sayyidina Hassan, and all Ahlul Bayt, that they gave their lives for the love of Prophet, and to guide the Ummah and grant us to reach to better times on earth. And also, as we said at the beginning, that we are all children. Maulana Sheikh, he taught us the best. We'll finish with this. He was with a group of karate students. One murid was the master of the karate teaching, and he was teaching them, I don't know what you call this, katas. And he brought them to the group. And Maulana Sheikh, he said, I like this because it teaches discipline. And then he said something. He said the most important thing is to go in the streets and look for weak ones and poor ones and sick ones, how you can help them, how you can protect them from devils, and how you can help them. Subhanallah. Might be we are thinking to our minds, this is impossible. If you go out in the street now, you will find hundreds of people weak and sick and in problems and attacked by devils, either physically or mentally or spiritually. He said, the one who loves the other servants and does their best for them, that will be more than zikr, even more than any discipline. It will be the key for the Sheikh's gaze to come on you and to raise you up. May He grant us, inshallah, through our niyyah, to help each other, to love each other. Ila hadrati Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam wa ashabi al-kiram wa siddiqin al-Fatiha.